Okay, ladies and gentlemen, could you have your attention please just for a few moments, please? Thank you all very much. Greystones Municipal District Councillors, Wicklow County Councillors, Council officials, officers and members from Greystones Golf Club, family and friends of Paul Dunne, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for your attendance here this evening as we honour one of our own, professional golfer, Paul Dunne. My name is Michael Nicholson, I'm District Manager for Greystones, and I'll be your MC for this formal part of the evening. One of the highest honours that we can give to any individual is a civic reception. They happen very rarely, and are only given to those who brought great honour to their town and our county. Tonight's recipient is certainly deserving of one of our very rare civic receptions. The format for the evening is as follows. The Cathaoirleach of Wicklow County Council, Councillor Edward Timmins, will address you, followed by the Chief Executive of the Council, Frank Curran. Frank will then be followed by the Cathaoirleach of Greystones Municipal District, Councillor Derek Mitchell, and then finally Barry Massey, Captain, Greystones Golf Club. Councillor Mitchell will then make a presentation to Paul, and Angela Shaw, Captain, Greystones Golf Club, will do likewise. I will then invite Paul himself to say a few words on reply. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Councillor Edward Timmins, Cathaoirleach Wicklow County Council, to address you.
Thank you, Michael. Elected members, Dáil deputies, Cathaoirleach of Greystones Municipal District, President of Greystones Golf Club, Sean Woodcock, Captains Barry Massey and Angela Shaw, family, friends and colleagues of Paul Dunne, members of Greystones Golf Club, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honour and privilege as Cathaoirleach of Wicklow County Council to welcome you all here this evening to celebrate in the civic reception hosted by Wicklow County Council to honour the great achievements of Paul Dunne. Following the news of Paul's magnificent win at the British Masters last September, the elected members of Wicklow County Council unanimously agreed that it would be appropriate to host a civic reception to mark Paul's incredible achievement. I checked who else had won this prestigious tournament, and it's like a who's who of golf legends. Seve Ballesteros, Greg Norman, Lee Trevino, Nick Faldo, and more recently Justin Rose and Lee Westwood, to mention just a few.
Where are we going, Dad?
When the council wrote to Paul Dunne and his family to ask if he was prepared to accept this reception, we were delighted and very pleased to receive word back that he was agreeable to do so, and he took the time out of his very busy schedule this evening to be with us, to honour us with his presence. In thinking about where we would hold this event, we took into account not only did Wicklow County Council want to honour Paul Dunne's achievements, but we wanted to make sure that the people of Greystones and the members of Greystones Golf Club, where Paul is a member, would also have the opportunity to be part of this recognition. As Cathaoirleach of Wicklow County Council, it's my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to Paul's parents, Colin and Michelle, his brother David, his sister Alison and his girlfriend Sophie, and all your friends and colleagues here this evening who are extremely proud of your achievements, as are the people of all of County Wicklow. I would also like to mention the very many people who have supported Paul along his journey to success as a young golfer growing up in Greystones, and we will be hearing from the captain of Greystones Golf Club, Barry Massey, in a short while. We are here this evening to mark Paul Dunne's achievement on the international golf stage, and I would like to join with you all in paying tribute to him this evening. You have been described as calm, determined, skillful and great under pressure. No one becomes a world-class golfer without focused effort, determination and a strong work ethic. You, Paul, have shown that you have all these qualities in abundance. You have been described as a standout golfer on the Irish Junior Circuit. You claimed a 4-stroke victory at the Irish Under-18 Boys Championship. You were selected to represent your country at the European Amateur Team Championships. And you captured the 2010 Irish Youth Amateur Championship title. You were also on the 2015 Walker Cup team, playing in all 4 sessions. You have had a fantastic career to date, and you are only at the beginning of your journey. You should be very proud of your achievements thus far, as I am sure your family and friends are. I know that you have a very hectic schedule, and the 2018 has already been a very busy one for you, having played in the Euro-Asia Cup. Again, I would like to congratulate you, Paul, and commend you and pay tribute to all that you have achieved so far, And I, as well as everyone in Greystones and County Wicklow, look forward to following your progress in the coming years. On behalf of the elected members of Wicklow County Council, we wish you every success in your future endeavours and hope you enjoy this special evening.
Thank you, Cahirlock. I'd now like to invite Mr. Frank Corrin, Chief Executive, Wicklow County Council, to address you.
Cahirlock of Wicklow County Council, elected members of Wicklow County Council, Cahirlock of Greystones Municipal District Council, President and Captains of Greystones Golf Club, ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely delighted to participate in the civic reception for the exceptional talent that is Paul Dunne. We're here to celebrate these remarkable achievements and his contribution to the sport of golf. As Michael said earlier, civic receptions are really about honouring and paying tribute to Wicklow people who have distinguished themselves in a particular field. And I think Paul is a very deserving recipient of that here this evening. He's a fantastic role model, and I think for young people, sport is so important in terms of physical and mental health, active citizenship, building confidence, teamwork, providing, widens their future expectations and keeps people away from drugs and alcohol, etc. And the local sports partnership, Wicklow County Council, puts a huge effort into sport and the development of sport throughout the county, and it really is fantastic to have such a role model, somebody who reached such heights as Paul has. Wicklow, of course, now is one of Ireland's premier golf destinations. The Irish Open has been played 4 times at Greystones. The Irish Seniors Open has been played at Tulfaris in West Wicklow. The Irish Professional Championship has been played at Druids Heath, Powers Court and the European Club. So it's going to be a tourism product in its own right. We're looking at tourism, a new tourism strategy now. Golf is going to be part of that. The coasts are close together. We're on the East Coast, so I think that's going to be an economic driver. But we're here tonight to honour the achievements of Paul Dunne. I think we're very lucky to have such a remarkable talent. The success in such a short period of time, I think, puts him on a par with the great golfers of our time. I've absolutely no doubt that this is just a start. We'll be here to honour future victories as they unfold. I've absolutely no doubt about that. And I'd say to Paul that you're a wonderful ambassador, both on and off the golf course, and I wish you all the best for the future, and I hope you enjoy tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank. I'd now like to invite Councillor Derek Mitchell, Cahirlock of Greystones Municipal District, to address you.
I'd like to welcome, as before, everybody here to honour the great international achievements of Paul Dunne. And this will be a result of skill, hard work, dedication, determination and a lot more. And it's just fantastic. I represent the people of the Greystones district, and we're all pleased to hear of a local person achieving such great success. It adds to the town. I'd also like to commend Greystones Golf Club, which runs an excellent junior golf section, which Paul was involved in. And this requires much dedicated work by members. So Paul's success is a great inspiration to other people, both in the club and in the nation. So the club itself occupies a central position in the community, in the centre of our town, and we're very glad to see that, and long may that continue. So having achieved so much at a young age, we wish Paul a very great future. Thank you.
Thank you, Cahirlock. And now I'd like to invite Barry, your captain, who wants to say a few words.
Thank you very much. The last time I saw a crowd like this was when I won a medal back in 2009. Thank you all for coming to support this evening. Captain Angela, President Sean, dignitaries. I got lost with all the titles that were there, so you're all very welcome to Greystones Golf Club, home of the reigning British Masters champion and the under-15 Leinster champions. What's the under-15 title got to do with Paul Dunne? Absolutely everything. Since we won the under-15 pennant last year to become the only club in the history of the competition to win it 3 times, we won in 2000, 2007 and 2017, I've been asked several times which is the best team that won it. Paul played the team in 2007, by the way. I don't know the answer to that, but I do know which was the most important. And that was the team of 2000. That year, we as a club, under the captaincy of our president today, Sean Woodcock, made the decision to open our junior membership to children living in the community. We also took on a young, enthusiastic, fresh-faced pro with jet black hair. That year we entered the under-15s for the first time, and we had a bit of a right ball team, to tell you the truth. But we got through the Wicklow section because junior golf in Wicklow at the time wasn't very strong. But we got through the Wicklow section and we proceeded to play Wexford, who we beat, and we made our way to Blackbush Golf Club to play. At that time, the semi-final and final were played the same day. So we made our way to Blackbush to play the mighty Stackstown, home of Porry Harrington. And we went down there with a panel of 7 players. This is just an indication of things have changed here. We went down there with a panel of 7 players, and there was probably more players than supporters. There's no practice rounds like we have now, where we had a match in Waterford this year, and our kids went to Waterford twice for practice rounds. We had no practice rounds. We went out there. We beat Stackstown 5-0. In the afternoon final, we played against the mighty Ireland, home of Philip Walton. Brendan Walton played in that team, who was Philip's nephew. And we lost 2 matches early. It was a 5-man team. We lost 2 matches early. We were 2-0 down, and it looked all lost, to tell you the truth. And then we had an incident on the 18th hole where Alistair Houghton looked for a drop. He missed the green on the right, looked for a drop. He was under a tree, and there was about 100 people there at the island, and there was about 7 people there from Greystones, and he insisted that he should have a drop from this state tree. So we looked for an official to give a ruling. So the crowd parted, and in walked Ken Houghton, Alistair's grandfather. Everybody knew who Ken was, but nobody knew who Alistair was. Anyway, Ken looked at the ball, and I thought, here we go, manna from heaven. And Ken said, "Blade as it lies." To which Alistair looked at him, played the shot into a foot. Your man from Stackstown, or from the island, had to wait about 10 minutes at the stage, took the chip, we won the hole, and all of a sudden we had a big turnaround, we won the last 2 matches, and we were Leinster champions. We came back here to the club, and nobody could quite believe it. I couldn't believe it myself. But that year, we took in 6 academy members, what were called academy members, and we started the Greystones Academy. The following year, we took in 20. And that was the start of the era of junior golf in Greystones. And that decision that Sean took that evening, along with the council, was a huge decision at the time, and I'm sure it was controversial. I'm sure he took a lot of flack, but that was the beginning. That opened the door for all the juniors coming through that we have here today. Every Saturday now we could have up to 80 juniors playing here. So I was speaking to Sean lately, and he told me that the 2 best things he'd done when he was captain was introduce the academy and hire Carl Holmes. I agree 100% with the first one. Paul, in 2002, we then had a Trojan work done by Michael Joyce and Tom Byrne, and they brought the age from 12 down to 10. And this again is very important, because by the time Paul was 13, he'd been playing golf 3 years. Okay, so we made that decision, and Paul came in. Immediately you could see he was a talent, but he was an all-round sportsman. He played soccer for Greystones, Gaelic for Era Oak, played a little bit of rugby, I think. And he was a very good tennis player. He was on the Leinster panel for tennis. But he made the decision at an early age to make golf his #1 sport. Turned out to be a good decision now, Paul. He was also an excellent runner. Anybody could see him every day at 3:30. As soon as the bell went to Blackrock College, he was running along that road, Williamstown Road, with his bag on his back in order to get the dart, to give him that extra 30 minutes of light to practice. I hope all you juniors are listening to this. That's how dedicated he was. So, another question I'm frequently asked is how a club like Greystones, a small country club really, with a par 69, we're probably the best greens in the country, could possibly produce a player whose amateur career includes the following: Connacht under 15 boys, Ulster under 15 boys, and Wicklow boys champion in 2007. In 2008 he was an Ireland under 16 international, a member of the European Boys Amateur Championship team, a boys home international, Irish boys champion, and he retained his Wicklow boys crown. In 2009, he retained his Irish boys crown, the first player ever to achieve this. He also played for the Irish boys in the European Team Championships, and he captained the Irish boys in the home internationals. He captained the GBNI team in the Jacques Leguise Trophy, and became an Irish Youth International. In 2010, he made his debut on the Irish senior team, and he played on the boys and youth team also the same year. So he played senior, youth, and boys in the same year. He also became Irish Youth Champion. In 2011, Paul went to study in Alabama, UAB, where he hooked up with a former Irish Youth Champion, a member of Greystones Golf Club, Alan Murray, and he had 4 very successful years there. He returned to Ireland in 2013 to win the East of Ireland at Baltray, and after 118 years, Greystones finally had a major champion. Then came his exploits in the Open in 2015. Leading after 3 rounds. The excitement here was just incredible, okay? He followed that up by playing in the GBNI Walker Cup team that defeated the USA in St. Anne's and Blackpool. A day later, he turned pro and set about winning his European Tour card at Tour School. After 11 grueling rounds, he was the only member of that successful Walker Cup team to win his card. In 2017, he came close to his first European Tour win at the Trophy Hassan in Morocco when Carl was caddying for him. I think it was Carl's fault. He then followed that with his brilliant win at Close House in the British Masters. As you can see, he was an overnight success. So how did we produce him? The answer is we didn't. What we did was give him the opportunity to play golf at Greystones, the same that every other child that walks in that gate gets. He had the same playing rights that every other child has. He grasped it with both hands. His desire, discipline, hunger for the game were all evident from an early age. But the sheer focus and determination and work ethic that he showed back then is obviously still with him today. We, the members of Greystones Golf Club, are immensely proud of Paul's achievements. He's a wonderful role model, not only for our juniors, but for juniors throughout the county and indeed the country. Throughout his career, every time the bar has been raised, he's risen to the challenge. I believe this is just the beginning, and we look forward to many more celebrations here at Greystones in the future. If you asked Paul in 2002 who he wanted to be, he would have said Tiger Woods or Corey Harrington. Turn up here next Saturday and ask the kids who they want to be, and it'll be Paul Dunne. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barry, for those great words. Now, we will be asking Paul to say a few words, but just before we do that, we have a couple of presentations to make. So if Paul would come up to receive a presentation, initially from the Cathaoirleach Chief Executive and Chair of Greystones Municipal District, and we're giving Paul 2 pieces. First of all, a framed picture showing various well-known places in Greystones, and also the formal Civic scroll signed by the various representatives of Wicklow County Council. So if Paul and Donald will come up and receive these and maybe get a photo with it.
Right. Are you looking this way? Look over his shoulder. Beautiful, thank you. Magic.
I'd now like to invite Angela Shaw, Captain Greystones Golf Club, to make a presentation to Paul as well. Holly may come back up. This is actually a framed photo of Paul with his British Masters trophy.
It is with great pleasure that I hand this over to Paul. I don't know whether he'll recognise himself. I think he does look like you, doesn't it? Or is it? You think so? I think so as well. I wish you all the best in the coming years, and you're a great model, all right, for our club. Thank you very much.
Now, the man of the moment, Paul is going to say a few words.
I find this a little bit more nerve-wracking than trying to win a tournament. First of all, to everybody on the council, you know, when I was first got the letter from you guys to host this reception in my honour, the first thing I could think of was my career over already? Yeah, but obviously when I looked a bit more into it and realised how rare these things are, and the list of people that have got it before me, it was a huge honour. So I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for hosting this for me. Thanks to everybody at Greystones Golf Club. I mean, I just need to look around and see how much support I have around the room, and it doesn't matter if I'm playing in the East of Ireland or the Open Championship. You know, the texts flood in from everybody around the club, and if it's not a text, it's a call from somebody, and they've, you know, got good luck messages from 10 other people behind them. So ever since I was 10 years old, I've had incredible support from around the club, and I've seen the junior section grow and grow with the help of Barry Massey, Tom Byrne and Michael Joyce starting it. So I owe a huge debt to you guys for all the work you've done for not only me but all the juniors around the club, the opportunities you guys have given us. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone at the club and everyone involved in the junior section especially. One thing Barry got right is when I was a kid, if you asked me who I wanted to be, the answer would have been Tiger Woods, and I'm not sure my girlfriend would be too happy if I said that still. But listen, I have so many people to thank that got me to this position. You know, it's been 15 years since I started playing golf, and you know, I think Barry would be angry with me if I didn't say that he was the one who gave me my first ever lesson. But I think the main person in the club that doesn't get enough recognition for the work he does is, oh, I gotta switch. Is definitely Carl Holmes. You know, I've known Carl since I was 10. I've known Carl since I was 10, and ever since then, he's been giving free lessons to the juniors. He's been involved in all the teams. He's been so good, giving of his time to everyone in the club. And then in the last 18 months, I've started to do some more technical work with Carl, with the help of my coach back in college as well. So now I have a real reason to blame him if things go wrong. I think everyone in the club owes a great debt to Carl. You know, I think it's rare to come by someone that's so personable, someone that's so generous, and is always willing to give you the best deal possible. So, on behalf of everyone, so stay away from the books. But I think the most instrumental people in my life are definitely my parents. You know, I think the words that spring to mind is opportunity. I think there was never an opportunity I wasn't given, and we were left for nothing, you know. When I think about my dad, I can think about so many different roles he's had in my life, you know, from coach, psychologist, chauffeur, manager, disciplinarian, performance coach. But any time I try to talk to him about it or thank him, all he says is, "I'm a dad, that's my job." So, you know, you were the person who taught me how to play golf first, taught me how to chip and putt. I think if there was one regret in your life, it'll be not teaching me how to drive it straighter. And if you did, then Carl would be out of a job too. So thanks for everything you've done. And then my mother is, I think she finds her biggest job nowadays is to be the one that always wants to bring me down to earth. So I'm sure when I go home, she'll drag me back down again. But you know, Mum was the one that drove me up to the golf club all the time. She used to tell me that if she wrote a book, she'd definitely call it The Yellow Door. Because every time she dropped lunch up to me or dropped me up to the club, it was drop me up to the Yellow Door. And then the club went and painted it. So, you know, both of you guys have been, you know, the best parents anyone could ever ask for. I'm sure my sister and my brother would say the same thing. So thank you for everything you guys have done and the opportunities you've given. And hopefully I can make you proud going forward. I see my sister there as well, and my brother who isn't here, he's working in London, and all of my extended family around the room as well. You know, I feel quite fortunate that I have a family that I get on so well with. I think the more people I speak to, and you know, the more I travel around the world, I realise that isn't as common as I would have thought growing up. So, you know, I came from a really happy home that we had everything we ever needed. So I feel very fortunate for that, so thank you all. Then in the past 15 months, Sophie's been a big part of my life, travelling around the world with me, and I've heard so many nice things said about me tonight, but I'm sure if I ask them, they'll be able to throw in a few bad ones as well. So Sophie's had to put up with a lot of my grumpiness over the last while, and so thanks for putting up with me and making everything better. There's a lot of people here that have had a huge influence in my life, actually that aren't here, and one of them is definitely Alan Murray, who came from this club as well. You know, he tried to play himself going through the Euro Pro Tour onto the Challenge Tour, and then kind of found his niche in coaching in America, and then he got the award of College Golf Coach of the Year in the whole of the country a couple of years ago, when he was my head coach in the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So you know, it's great to see someone like him grow up here as well and achieve such great things over there and have a massive influence on me getting here. So I think that's another debt I have to this club of kind of grooming someone like that, and I owe him a huge debt as well, even though he's not here for me to say thanks, but I'll tell him in his own time. And then basically just to everyone in the room, you know, thanks so much for all your support. It's really overwhelming, especially to see how many people turned up here tonight. You know, when I was first told about it, I thought there'd be 20 or 30 people, and there's so many faces around the room wishing me, you know, the best of luck in everything that I do. But to be honest with you, all I try to do is play golf. It's a game we all love. I'm lucky enough not to have to sit behind a desk and crunch numbers like that. And hopefully I can continue getting better and never have to do it in the future either. So thanks to everybody on the council for this great honour, everyone in the club for all the support you guys have given me, and to my family for always being supportive and giving me every opportunity possible. Thank you.
Oh!